Hello, what is up guys? This is Delta Warfare. Welcome to another how-to video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I actually edit my videos and stuff like that. And this video was actually requested by Guitards, and his comment will actually be on the screen. But he actually asked, he wanted to know how I actually, compress my videos and stuff like that. And he was actually referring to my Killzone video. So I'm actually going to show you how I edit my videos and render my videos and things like that. So let's get straight into it. This video is also going to be, based around Sony Vegas because that is the program I use to, edit my videos. So let's get straight into it, guys. So I am in Sony Vegas here and I need my videos. So you actually go to this folder right here and your videos pop up just like that. So you have to search for your video and you have to find your video, and once you actually got your video, of course, just click on it and hit open or double click, whatever. But the video I'm actually going to use is Killzone Shadowfall because that is the one he actually referred to. So here it is right here, and go ahead and hit open. And normally when you open this, if you haven't normally edit your video yet, or you just opened it for the first time in Sony Vegas, you're going to get a box that says, do you want to change your project settings to match the video or something like that? You can actually hit yes or no because we're going to actually be changing those settings anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So here is my video right here. The first thing I do is properties, disable resample. That is the first thing I do. The next thing that I do is right here, go to project properties. Now this is actually important because you're going to need to know what you recorded your video in. Let's say you recorded this in 720. So you're going to want to change the width. Let me see here because I always forget the things between 720 and 1080 because I do both and things like that. So 1280 by 720 is 720. So you're going to want to change this to 1280. And you're going to want to change this to 720. So that is 720p HD. That's if you actually record your video in 720. And this acts as, rendering it in 720. So once again, this video was actually recorded in 1080. So I'm going to have to change this back. And let's see, just to make sure I don't want to, mess this up. But for 1080, you're going to do 1920 by 1080. So you're going to change this to 1920. And you're going to change it to 1080. Whoa, that's wrong. There we go. Okay, so this video is actually also going to be based around those people who want to do 720 or 1080. So that's actually why I showed you that right there. But anyway, and the rest, you can, like I said, you can change it if you want to do 1080 or 720. Just change this, but the rest actually stays the same no matter what. If you're doing 720 or 1080, the rest actually stays the same. So basically just pause the video right now and actually copy every single thing down. So thank you for actually coming back if you actually pause the video. But let me explain a little bit of what this actually is. So not progressive scan. All of this is actually just going to, actually make your video look a little bit better and stuff like that. But the frame rate, you don't need no more than 30. So 29.9 or 30. That's actually the standard for YouTube. And if you do any more, say if you do like 50, the frame rate at 50, it's just going to, YouTube is just going to actually compress it down itself to 30 frames. So it doesn't really matter, and there's no reason to render with 50 because it's going to do that anyway. So there's not, it's just more space is what I'm trying to say. And the 8-bit You know, 8-bit is good. And, you know, just like I said, copy all this down. Make sure you also check this box right here and hit apply and OK. And let's say now the video is done. Of course, like it is done. This has already been edited and, you know, rendered and stuff like that. But you're going to, of course, take some more time to actually, you know, edit your video and things like that. But let's just say we're done, you know, editing our video, and we're actually ready to render it. So we're going to actually go to file up here, and we are going to go to render as, and here we go. This is actually the box that we are wanting to see here. And what you're going to want to do is hit browse, you know, find your folder, name it, hit save. And also keep in mind here, these are actually, you know, presets. So you're going to actually have to make these, which I'm actually going to tell you how. So we're going to do 1080 first, and then we're going to do 720. So say if you actually want to render your video in 1080 here, you're going to want to go to main concept AVC MP4 and look for this thing called Internet HD 1080p. Once you find that, just click on it once and go to customize template, and go ahead and pause the video again and copy all of this down. So welcome back again if you have paused the video. And I hope you have, you know, of course, you know, copied all of this down. But yeah, let me explain some of this here. Of course, the frame rate, you know, 30, and the bit rates for 1080 will be 10 million, and the you know, the next average bit rate, that's the maximum. The average will be 8 million. This is actually just for, you know, 1080, and the encode mode is just for like your graphics card, and you can actually check this. And it's not really going to make that much of a difference. I think it's like a, you know, a difference in, you know, how fast it renders and stuff like that. Quality wise, I don't really think it makes a difference, but you can actually check it right here. You can just go to check GPU, and if this actually pops up, you actually go back here and do OpenCL. If CUDA pops up, you do you know, CUDA. But if nothing pops up, all you have to do is just leave it as CPU, and the only thing you can render in it is CPU. But yeah, that's, you know, like I said, doesn't really make a difference. Let's go to audio, copy this down as well. You don't really have to pause it. But the sample rate, 48,000, and the bit rate, 128,000. And I think, yeah, 128,000 is like the max for YouTube. So there's not really no reason, you know, going higher than that. This is going to be a bigger file size, and the way I got it set up here is actually a small file size, so there's actually no reason to do that. There's your system again, and go to project, use project settings. That is what we used over here in this area at the start of the video, and so you just gonna leave that as is. And what you want to do, I already got it named and saved. But what you're going to want to do is, you know, rename that and hit save and press OK. And next is 720p. What you're going to want to do is go back to main concept AVC and go to MP4 and find Internet HD 720p and customize template. Go ahead and pause the video and actually copy all this down. And welcome back. I hope you have, you know, copied all this down here. But anyway, yeah, so this is basically the same thing as the 1080p. The only thing that is different for 720p is the bit rate here, and you can do maximum as 14 million, I believe. Yeah, 14 million, and average as 14 million as well. And this actually works for me, and like I said, it is a for me, it is a you know, small file size, and it doesn't take long for me to render. But that is, you know, my PC and stuff like that. You might have a different, you know, PC or, you know, Sony Vegas software. Some of the older Sony Vegas softwares, they don't render as fast as this software does. So it kind of like varies, is what I'm trying to say. So audio, Like I said, same thing, and that's kind of the max for YouTube. And project, of course, use project settings, and you're going to want, like I said in the beginning, to change that to 720 if you are using 720, and go ahead and change it and save it and press OK. And then, of course, you're going to want to render. I'm not, of course, going to render because I've already rendered this. And that's actually about it. So that's actually all I do. I don't actually compress my video. I don't use a program to actually, compress my video. And because this actually is a small file size and things like that, so that's actually how I get my video to look so crisp and clear and HD and stuff like that, because I believe it's because I don't actually compress my video and things like that. So hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestion, guys, leave it in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can actually get that next week. And I hope you have enjoyed this how-to video. I make a how-to video every Thursday. So thanks for watching, guys.